Hello, I'm Executive Chef Joseph Schutze. Welcome to our kitchen. Today I'd like to share with you my recipe and procedure for making an American Italian classic, Alfredo. So many restaurants in America have Alfredo dish and each one is worse than the next. Honestly, you swear that all they do is just take a bunch of heavy cream and add a bunch of garlic to it and call it a day, and some Parmesan and say that's Alfredo. Now, I think that we can make a much better Alfredo. So join me now as I show you how I make this American Italian comfort dish. Well, to begin, we're going to make a bechamel. Let's get our milk up to temperature, 170 degrees Fahrenheit, or scalding, and we're gonna add our onion piqué. I have a shallot, bay leaf, and clove. You can use an onion, no big deal. So while this is coming up to temperature, we're gonna work on our roux. To begin our roux, let's go ahead and melt some butter in a pan and go ahead and add our flour. And we'll go ahead and stir it together and keep mixing it around until all of the flour has absorbed into the fat. Now we're going to cook this for about 2 or 3 minutes. We want it to cook a little bit, not really develop too much color, because at the end of the day our sauce is white. We want to keep it at what's called a blonde roux. So 3 more minutes and then we remove it. Now that our milk is coming up to temperature, based kind of on the steam, let's go ahead and add our roux. And we're going to want to stir this vigorously to get the roux to dissolve into the milk. And we're going to allow it to simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. We need to make sure that the flour cooks off. So by cooking it, number one, removes that starchiness, as well as the roux takes full effect in thickening the sauce. Well, here we are after about 17 minutes. Go ahead and we're gonna check the nappe on it. What we're looking to get is a medium nappe to light nappe. Starting to run into it a little bit. Not bad. And the reason we want to be there is because once we add our cheese to it, it's going to get even thicker. So now I'm happy with the consistency. Let's go ahead and season with salt. We'll turn the heat off. Season with salt, white pepper, probably the most important thing, nutmeg, fresh nutmeg. We'll go ahead and grate this in. Now we will go ahead and then stir this around. Go ahead and give it one final taste, adjust it as needed. And then we're going to go ahead and strain this. So let's melt some butter in the sautés and go ahead and add our garlic and shallot. We're going to go ahead and sweat these for about 3 minutes till they become very aromatic. Now that this has been cooking for a couple minutes, let's go ahead and add our sprigs of thyme. Stir this around real quick. That lovely aromatic from the garlic and the shallot and thyme. Now let's go ahead and deglaze with white wine. A dry white wine is recommended, whether you're using Pinot Grigio or Chardonnay, it doesn't really matter, your choice. And we're going to go ahead and allow this to cook until almost au sec. If you've tuned into my channel and seen other videos, au sec is a term which means almost dry. Now that our wine has reduced, let's go ahead and take our bechamel and let's add that to the pan. Gently stir this around. And turn your heat down at this point, turn it down to low. We don't need it to go crazy now because the cooking process is done essentially. It's just a matter of incorporating everything together. Now that everything is mixed in, we're gonna go ahead and finish off with our Parmesan. Gently fold everything in. If your sauce gets a little thick, what I do is I will take a little bit of the the liquid that I cooked the pasta in, I will put a little bit to that. And then go ahead and stir it through until you have a nice even consistency. Well, now that our sauce is completed, what I'll do now is I'll remove the thyme. And then we're gonna add our pasta to the sauce. And we are ready for service. Well, there you have my procedure for making Alfredo. I assure you it's better than the restaurants. Plus, it's gonna save you a lot of money too. Alfredo, you can serve it with so many different garnishes. Any protein matches up with it, from salmon, shrimp, to ribs, pulled pork, bacon, chicken, broccoli, mushrooms, ratatouille put on top of it as well, breaded eggplant. Pretty much endless options when it comes to the garnish. Well, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Try my recipe out. Tell me what you think about it. There are shortcuts out there I've seen online, just using heavy cream, garlic, whatever. It's not going to compare. Believe me when I tell you, making the bechamel and going that extra mile, it's well worth it in the end. Your sauce, your characteristics of your sauce and the dish itself is gonna be so much richer, so much more depth and flavorful. So, thanks again for joining. You had fun.